Okay, so hello everyone, and welcome back to another FA session. We'll be continuing with our consignment chapter. In the last session, we have started with it. We did one small illustration. Okay, one big and one small, and now we're going to start with another illustration. Okay, in this illustration, you will get abnormal loss as well, and how to deal with the same. You will get an idea of the same. Okay, so let's read out the illustration first. 5,000 shirts were consigned to Raizada and Company of Delhi to Zing of Tokyo at a cost of 375 each. Raizada and Company paid freight of 50,000 and insurance of 7,500. During the transit, 500 shirts were totally damaged by fire. Zing took the delivery of the remaining shirt and paid 72,000 on custom duty. Zing had sent a bank draft to Razida and Company of 4 rupees 2.5 lakh as advance payment. 4,000 shirts were sold by him at 500 each. Expenses incurred by Zing on go down rate and advertisement, etc., amounted to 10,000. Okay. He is entitled to a commission of 5%. One of the customers to whom the goods were sold on credit could not pay the cost of 25 shirts. Okay, so there had been some bad debt. Okay, and we cannot find out del credit commission over here. Okay, so this bad debt will be beared by the or will be charged against the consignment account and will be beared by consignor. Prepare consignment account and account of Zinc in the books of Razida and Company. Zinc settled his account immediately. Nothing was recovered from the insurer for the damaged goods. Okay, so these 500 shirts which were damaged, okay, nothing was recovered from. Okay, straightforward, simple question. So consignment account is required. So let's make a T-shape account. Okay, so it is in the books of consignor, correct? In the books of Raizada, that was not. Raizada and Company. Consignment. Okay. So the very first entry, 5,000 shirts were consigned at a cost of 375 each. It will be two goods sent on consignment, 5,000 into 375. कितना आता है? $18 lakh 75,000. 18 lakh 75. Be ready with your calculators. And and they have paid freight and insurance as well. To bank, freight. Okay, freight of 50,000. Write it in inner, you can write it at outer, no worries. Insurance of 7,500. So all total is 57,500. Okay, 500 shirts were damaged. Okay, Zinc took the delivery and paid custom duty. He has paid custom duty to Zinc account. Custom duty. Only custom duty. No. This some expenses are also done by him. Custom duty was of 72,000. Correct. And expenses are of 10,000. He'll also get some commission. Correct. And the commission was at the rate of 5%. Okay. But before that, we have to calculate the sales. Now, for sales, what information is given? 4,000 shirts were sold of 500 each. By Zing account, sale. It was 4,000 into 500. Was it that? No. We missed out this information. See, one of the customer to whom goods were sold on credit could not pay cost of 25 cents. Right? So that won't be in our sale. It will be 3,975 into 500. कितना रहा?
19,87,500.
19,87,500. And now this credit sales कितने पे रिकॉर्ड करेंगे? 500 पे रिकॉर्ड करेंगे. करेक्ट. 12,500. ओके. नाउ कमीशन ऑन व्हाट अमाउंट? आप सोच के बताइए, कमीशन 4,000 पे होगा या 3,975 पे होगा?
सर 3975.
ना, यहाँ डेल क्रेडिट कमीशन तो है ही नहीं. तो सेल हो गया तो हो गया, पैसा दिया नहीं दिया इससे क्या मतलब इसको? डेल क्रेडिट वाली तो बात है नहीं. अगर डेल क्रेडिट वाली बात होती तो फिर भी तब भी हम 4,000 शर्ट्स ही लेते. इसने तो इसका काम था बेचना, पैसे कलेक्ट करना नहीं. इसने पूरा का पूरा 4,000 शर्ट्स इंटू 500 बेचा. इसका एट द रेट 5% इसका कमीशन बने. कितना आ रहा है? 20 लाख का 5%, 1 लाख
1
आएगा
lakh.
शर्ट.
1 lakh.
इसका अगर टोटल 1,82,000, 1,82,000. ठीक है. नाउ देयर इज सम लॉस. Now there is some treatment of loss, unsold stock as well. Why? 5,000 shirts were sent, 500 were destroyed, 4,000 were sold. That means 500 shirts are still left in the stock. Okay. Okay. One more thing. Let's do it. ये जो 25 क्रेडिट था ये तो फेल हो गया ना, तो it will be bad debt. Correct. It will be an expense. Expense in the name of consignment debtor bad debt. This is the only difference. Na? If Dell credit commission would have been given over here, this credit sales and debt bad debts entry would have been in accounts of consignment, not consignment. But because no Dell credit commission is there, so everything has to be charged on consignment account. Okay. Now you have to calculate. At first, you have to calculate the abnormal loss, and then we have to calculate closing stock. Okay. So working note, calculation of this lost in transit. ओके. आप कैसे समझोगे कि ये नॉर्मल लॉस है, एबनॉर्मल लॉस है? अगर नॉर्मल लॉस होगा ना तो क्वेश्चन बता के देगा नेचुरली, या फिर नेचुरल कॉजेस बता देगा. ठीक है. चलिए, तो टोटल कॉस्ट कितना था? 1875 टोटल कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स लिख देता हूँ 5000 इंटू 375 करेक्ट 15,75,000 correct. Now see on this, don't you think these expenses were done by the consignee? ये गुड्स इतने के नहीं इतने के हो गए, करेक्ट. Add consigners expense 57,000, ये था क्या 57,500, तो कितना हो गया बताइए. यही आया क्या?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, इतना ही हुआ ना.
हाँ,
चलिए, ये क्या है? ये है कॉस्ट ऑफ 5,000 शर्ट्स थे ना, शर्ट्स. जब 5,000 शर्ट्स के कॉस्ट इतने थे, तो जो लॉस्ट हो गए 500 शर्ट, उसका कॉस्ट कितना होगा? 1932,500 इंटू 500 डिवाइडेड बाई 5,000. मिल जाएगा ना? आई रिमेंबर लॉस का वैल्यू. Unitary method. If cost of 5,000 shirts is 19,32,500, then cost of one shirt is 19,32,500 divided by 5,000. Then for 500 shirts into 500. Correct? आ गया ना सबको समझ में? बता दीजिए वैल्यू कितना आ रहा है.
1,93,250.
1,92,200. हाँ,
1,93,250.
अच्छा 250. अच्छा, तो दिस इज लॉस इन ट्रांजिट ना. सी क्लोजिंग स्टॉक भी निकालना है तो हमको, तो अमाउंट दिस इतना लॉस्ट हो गया मेरा 500 शेयर्स, तो बचे कितने? कितना बचा? माइनस करके बताइए.
17,39,250.
17,39,250. Now can I say that this is cost of 4,500 shirts that were received by Zing? Correct. This value of these products was received by Zing. Why? Because it was started from here, then some expenses were incurred, but in in transit we lost 500 shirts costed rupees this much. So this was what they have received it. Correct. क्या इतना ही इनका कॉस्ट है कि दे हैव आल्सो इनकर्ड सम एक्सपेंसेस ऑन इट? इसकी कॉस्ट और बढ़ेगी. They have also incurred some expenses, so that will increase the cost. But now, here when we add consignee's expense, we write add consignee's non-recurring expenses. Now, can you identify which is non-recurring among these three expenses? Non-recurring क्या है? पहले ये बताइए, non-recurring का मतलब पता है? जो बार बार नहीं हो. ठीक है,
अच्छा.
बताइए क्या है? इन तीनों में से कौन सा नॉन रिकरिंग एक्सपेंस?
Custom duty.
कस्टम ड्यूटी, करेक्ट। कस्टम ड्यूटी इज ओनली नॉन नेगेटिव, क्योंकि वो एक ही बार रिसीव करेगा ना प्रोडक्ट, बार बार थोड़ी रिसीव करेगा। इस प्रोडक्ट को तो एक ही बार रिसीव करेगा, सो ओनली कस्टम ड्यूटी। सो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, यू हैव टू ऐड 72,000 ओवर हियर। नाउ कितना आ रहा है?
18,11,250.
18,11,250. Now I can say, now see, don't you think now I can say this, that this is the cost of my 4,500 shares? You agree to it? Correct. So now see, जब अब देखिए मैं कह रहा हूं वैल्यू ऑफ अनसोल्ड स्टॉक, जो हमने पिछले दिन किया था, क्या किया था? देखिए ऐसे 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 समझिए, 4,500 शर्ट्स की कीमत 18,11,250 रुपए थी। एक शर्ट की कीमत 18,11,250 बाई 4,500, देन फॉर 500 शर्ट्स विच आर लेफ्ट की कीमत क्या हो जाएगी? इंटू 500, करेक्ट। एंड दिस इज व्हाट वैल्यू ऑफ अनसोल्ड स्टॉक, यही होता, करेक्ट। नाउ फॉर इफ 4,500 शर्ट्स, okay, is costing me 18,11,250. So now see, 5,000 shirts were sent, 500 were lost in transit, 400 were sold. Sorry, 4,000 were sold. So what is the unsold stock which is still left with them? 500 shirts. So we need value of that. When we know value of 4,500 shirts, we can calculate value of one shirt, and similarly we can calculate value of 500 shirts. So it will be 18,11,250 into 500 divided by 4,500. कितना आ रहा बता दीजिए? As simple as that.
Two lakh 1,250.
2,01,250. Now this is my closing stock, and this is my goods lost in transit. Correct. So what I can write? This is the abnormal loss. So by abnormal loss, working note 1, कितना आया था? 193,250. 193,250, and buy stock on consignment, working note 2, 2,01,250. Correct. Is everything done? Yes. Now to profit ही आएगा, प्रॉफिट ऑन कंसोलिडेटेड कितना आ रहा है बता दीजिए, इसका टोटल और प्रॉफिट कितना?
Total 23,94,500.
ओके, प्रॉफिट
Profit 2,67,500.
प्रॉफिट 2,67,500. ओके, नाउ हैव टू प्रिपेयर अ जिंक अकाउंट। मैं बना दूं या आप लोग खुद ही बना लोगे जिंक अकाउंट? एक छोटा सा बना देते, जिंग अकाउंट। ओके, सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल सेल की एंट्री आएगी टू कंसाइनमेंट अकाउंट, सेल 1987 500 ऐसा ही कुछ था, 1987 500, हाँ। चलिए, देन बाय बैंक ड्राफ्ट एक एडवांस भी दिया था, 2,50,000 का। ओके, नाउ बाय कंसाइनमेंट एक्सपेंसेस, एक्सपेंसेस में वो था एक्सपेंसेस प्लस कमीशन लिख देता हूँ, एक्सपेंसेस प्लस कमीशन 1,82,000, करेक्ट। और क्या, अब देखिए यहाँ क्या बचेगा, वो बचेगा बाय बैंक अकाउंट फाइनल सेटलमेंट, कितना आ रहा है बता दीजिए डिफरेंस। नाइनटीन एट्टी सेवन 500, 1987 500. Why we are getting this final settlement? Because the question itself says that Zing settle his account immediately. Settled हो गया मतलब balance has been transferred. तो कितना आ रहा है इधर?
15,55,500.
15,55,500. Okay, it was as simple as that. Okay. Now there are two more illustrations. Okay, similar to this. Like illustration 13. Okay, you will try it yourself, and now we are going to start invoice pricing. Very simple now. Okay, now invoice price method. Sometimes the consignor does not want to reveal the cost of good to the consignee, and therefore invoices goods at a price which is higher than the cost price. Means something which is higher than the cost price. Such price is known as invoice price, and the difference between the invoice price and the cost price is called loading. So if my cost price is 100 and I'm saying that my invoice price is 20, then this difference of rupees 20 rupees is called loading. It might also be noted that invoice price need not necessarily be as same as selling price unless the consignor direct the consignee to sell the goods at invoice price itself. Correct. Because what's the general assumption? Then if I'm sending my goods to B at 120, he must sell it at any price which is more than 120. Correct. This 120 doesn't mean that it is the selling price. Okay. I'm wanting him to sell at more than 120. Right? When the goods are sent at invoice price to ascertain correct profit or loss on consignments, the item recorded at invoice price should be brought down to the cost price level. For this purpose, loading included in various items like opening stock, goods sent on consignment, goods returned by consignee, closing stock should be eliminated by passing adjusting entries in the books of consignor only. Okay, so what they are saying, now suppose for an example, 120 is the invoice price. Okay, loading is 20. So what is the cost price? 100. Okay, so we are sending the goods. So suppose this is a consignment account. So what you will write? Two goods sent on consignment. So like suppose 100 products are there, we have sent it for 120 invoice price. So it is 12,000. Now this 12,000, this 120 has a loading of 20. So to adjust this entry, what you will write? Buy goods sent on consignment 100 into just that loading price. And in bracket, you will write loading. So what actually happened? This 120 and this 20 gets adjusted, and in In your book, 100 at a cost price, it is recorded. Everywhere, wherever there will be loading, a adjusting entry will be passed opposite to that. That's the only change has to be done. Okay, I won't go into the general entries. We'll directly move on to illustration and we'll see how fun it is. आई होप आइडियोलॉजी क्लियर है आप लोगों को कि क्या क्या होता है, बस कैसे करते हैं वो तो सीखने वाले भी। ठीक है, करते कैसे वही तो सीखने बैठे हैं आप, वही तो मैं सिखाने के लिए यहाँ बैठा। क्या होता है ये समझ में आ जाना चाहिए बस थोड़ा बहुत। ठीक, तो चल लेट्स रीड आउट द क्वेश्चन। Mr. X consigner consigned goods to Mr. Y, 100 radio sets valued at 50,000. This was made by adding 25% on cost. 25% on cost. So that means what? If my cost price is 100, then what is my invoice price?
125.
1. So what is the load over here? 25, correct? Now if I say that my invoice price is 50,000 as given in the question, so what will be my cost price? 100 divided by 125 into 50,000, correct? So this will give 40,000. Is this much clear? ये समझ में आ गया तो आ गया, हो गया, सम हो गया। संजना क्लियर है ना?
Yes, sir.
ठीक, let's read the question. Or okay, and paid 5,000 for freight and insurance. 20 sets are lost in transit for which X recorded 5,000 from the insurance company. Okay, so they have received something now. Y received remaining goods in the good condition. He incurred 4,000 for freight and miscellaneous expenses and 3,000 for go down rate. He sold 60 sets for 50,000. Show the necessary ledger account in the books of Mr. X, assuming Mr. Y was entitled to an ordinary commission on sales and 5% Dell credit commission on sales. He also reported that 1,000 were provide bad. So no matter whatever bad debt it is, this won't form part of our consignment account. So what actually has to be done? They have given nothing. So we'll assume that it is in the books of consignment account and consignment. Okay. In the books of Mr. X, consignment, consignment account. Okay. Just a second. Okay. So 100 radio sets valued at 50,000. So two goods sent on consignment. Okay, so for my sake of benefit, I'll keep the question over here. So two goods sent on consignment, 50,000. Okay. Now on this 50,000, we know that what actually is the load. We have calculated this. Okay. This is invoice price at invoice price. So it has to be adjusted. What we'll do? Buy goods sent on consignment. We'll write loading. And what we did if 100 is the cost price, then 125 is the invoice price. Then what is the cost price of 50,000? So we got 40,000. Sorry, I wrote something. मैं ऊपर वाला आपको समझाने वाला ना वही बता रहा हूँ। लोड कितना था 25 का, करेक्ट? लोड कितना था 25 का, तो 25 अपॉन 125 इंटू 50,000 करेंगे तो लोड का वैल्यू निकल जाएगा कि नहीं? ये भी नहीं करते तो यहीं से निकल गया था ना कि देखिए हमने, अरे क्या कर रखा हूँ, 50,000 was the invoice price and cost price was this. So when we have got the cost price is 40,000 invoice price, so that means load is 10,000. That is also, that will also work, huh? You can do by any way. So it will be 10,000. So see what actually happened. Now my book show entry of only 40,000. Correct? Now he has made some expenses to bank account, expenses and freight and insurance. So we'll just write expenses 5,000. Okay. Now Y has done some expenses, 4,000 on freight and miscellaneous expense. So to Y's account, expenses of, okay, expenses which are miscellaneous are of 3,000 and freight is of 4,000. That will be 7,000. He'll also, and he is also entitled to receive commission to Y's account. Now the commission are ordinary commission, and del credit commission. We have to calculate this. Okay. Now see, we'll record sales entry 60 sets for 50,000. 60 sets for 50,000. Buy Y Limited account, sale 60 sets at 50,000. What more can you find it out? What more can you find it out? Value of stock lost, abnormal loss, correct? So there will be by normal loss. Okay, there will be by stock on consignment. Both has to be done on working note. This working note is important. ठीक है, यही कंसाइनमेंट में यही है जो थोड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, और तो कुछ नहीं. तो कैलकुलेशन ऑफ गुड्स लॉस्ट इन ट्रांजिट. Total invoice price was 50,000. ओके, क्या करेंगे ना, एबनॉर्मल लॉस स्टॉक को ना हम पूरा वैसे निकालेंगे इनवॉइस प्राइस पे, बस उसका लोडिंग का उल्टा एंट्री हम डेबिट साइड में कर देंगे. ओके, इसमें क्या ऐड करते थे हम? व्हाट वी यूज्ड टू ऐड ओवर हियर? लेट मी सी हु इज वेरी अटेंटिव. कॉस्ट में हम क्या ऐड करते हैं?
जो भी एक्सपेंसेस हुए.
कंसाइनर्स एक्सपेंस. कंसाइनर्स एक्सपेंस जो कि 5,000 का ही है. सो दिस इज 55,000. ये किसकी कॉस्ट है? 100 सेट्स का. करेक्ट. सो आई कैन राइट कॉस्ट ऑफ 100 सेट्स. ओके, अब क्या करते हैं हम? लेस करते हैं लॉस्ट इन ट्रांजिट. कितना लॉस्ट वो देखिए, 20 सेट्स वर लॉस्ट. तो 100 की कीमत, when 100 cost me 55,000, then what 20 will cost? It will be 20 into 55,000 divided by 100. Very simple. 200 0 11,000. Is it so? 11,000 आ रहा? कंफर्म कर
हाँ
दीजिएगा.
सर, 11,000 ही है.
So this is now on this what we add. अब तो एबनॉर्मल लॉस का वैल्यू निकल गया, लेकिन वी आल्सो कैलकुलेट क्लोजिंग स्टॉक ऑन दिस. तो क्या करते थे हम? ऐड कंसाइनी. कंसाइनीज नॉन recurring expenses. Now pick it up. Pick it up the non-recurring expenses. Choose the correct one out.
Freight and miscellaneous expense.
Return
Miscellaneous expenses.
नहीं, miscellaneous expense में तो लिखा हुआ है miscellaneous expenses and 3,000 for go down rate. Freight वाला miscellaneous expenses आएगा.
हाँ वो आएगा ना.
तो only 4,000. So this will be added. So it will be 48,000. Correct. Now this 48,000 is cost of 80 sets. Correct, because 20 were lost in transit. Now out of this 80, 60s are sold, so only 20 sets are left. So I'm saying that unsold stock is what? 100 they have sent it, 20 were lost in transit, 60 were sold. So in all total 20 sets. Correct. Now value of unsold stock will be, when 80 sets cost 48,000, so what will 20 set? Correct. Unitary method. 48,000 into 20 divided by 80. 2 4 12,000. 12,000 आ रही.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now see, unsold stock का तो ठीक है, stock on consignment is 12,000. We have calculated. Correct. बट आप लोगों ने अब आप लोग मुझे एक चीज बताओ, ये तो लॉस्ट इन ट्रांजिट है, ये वाली फिगर कहाँ गई? ये वाली 11,000. तो क्या इसको मैं एबनॉर्मल लॉस में सीधा डाल दूं? क्या इसको मैं डाल सकता हूँ? डाल तो सकता हूँ, लेकिन दे हैव रिसीव्ड इंश्योरेंस एज वेल ऑफ 5,000, तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? तो अब देखना पड़ेगा ना कि एबनॉर्मल क्या हो रहा है. सो व्हाट वी हैव टू डू नाउ, नाउ टू प्रिपेयर एबनॉर्मल लॉस. Abnormal loss account. So opening will be what? To consignment account. यहीं से आया ना 11,000 का लॉस. Why? Because here there will be abnormal loss में आएगा ना 11,000. बट इसका अकाउंट खोल के हमको देखना पड़ेगा कहाँ क्या करना है. एंड रिमेंबर ऑन बोथ दिस abnormal loss on consignment, stock on consignment, there will be loading entries as well. तो consignment. Okay. Now see, इस 11,000 का होगा by consignment loading. कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे लोडिंग? वही सिंपल फॉर्मूला, 11,000 into 25 by 125. 11,000 125. Okay. So 2,000. Now they have received by bank account. They have received insurance claim of how much? 5,000. Correct. But still there will be some loss. Correct, na? We have only got recoverment of 7,000. So 4,000 is still. This is what? This will be transferred to by profit and loss account. Loss of 4,000, and this 11,000 will be abnormal loss account will be settled. Is this clear? इसका ट्रीटमेंट समझ में आ गया कैसे हुआ?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. तो इधर एक अभी आएगा टू अब नॉर्मल लॉस लोडिंग 2,000 और टू स्टॉक ऑन कंसाइनमेंट ऑल्सो लोडिंग. ओके. इसका कितना आ जाएगा? इसका कितना आ जाएगा? अभी 2,000 आ रहा है, 2,400 आ रहा है? बताइए तो एक बार, आप लोग चेक करिए तो. Invoice price is 11,000. It will be 100 into 11,000. It will be 8,800. Okay. So, sorry, there has been a mistake. This will be 2,200. Okay. 2,200. So this loss will be 3,800. Okay. Correct it if you have done something. This will be 2,200. And this will be 2,400. Okay. Because 25% is the loading. So said loading is 25%. It took 20. Now see, 5% ordinary commission. Okay, that is done. That will be done. But this 5% they'll create a commission on what? This 5% they'll create a commission on what amount? On sale amount only ना? क्या सोच रहे हैं आप लोगों को? दोनों सेल पे ही होता है. बस ये एक्स्ट्रा दिया जाता है कि बैड डेट होगा तो वो बियर करेगा। जैसे देखिए लास्ट पॉइंट में लिखा हुआ है, ही ऑल्सो रिपोर्टेड देयर वर 1000 विच प्रोवाइडेड बैड, लेकिन ये कंसाइनमेंट में आएगा नहीं। वाई? क्योंकि डेल क्रेडिट कमीशन दिया हुआ, दोनों सेल्स पे ही होता है। ओके, नेवर एवर गेट कंफ्यूज। So this will be ordinary commission is of 10% and this is of 5%. Total sales कितना? 50,000 का 50,000 का 10% will be 5,000 and 5% will be 2,500. देख लीजिए प्रॉफिट कितना है बताइए। प्रॉफिट ऑन कंसर्न 10, 60, 70, 80, 53,000, 50, 33, 28, 21, 16, 9,500 के। गलत भी हो सकता है, मैंने ओरली किया हुआ। क्या हो
सर
गया? सो गए?
8900
80?
900
हाँ हो सकता है, मैं गलत भी हो सकता
और इसका टोटल टोटल है इसमें।
हूँ। टोटल तो 83 होना चाहिए ना, 50, 60, 70, 80 और 383।
हाँ 83,000।
80, ये गलत हो सकता, मैं बोला था, मैं बस ओरली कर रहा था तो गलत हो सकता। 59 सिंपल ऐसे। दिस ओके, दिस सम्स आर वेरी सिंपल लाइक दिस ओनली। Okay, this the thing is that you have to identify the load amount. Okay, आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना पड़ेगा कि इनवॉइस प्राइस क्या है, कॉस्ट प्राइस क्या है, अकॉर्डिंगली लोड विल बी कैलकुलेट। Okay, and rest everything remains the same. Okay, so 14 we have done। यही आया था कि बुक का 9,500 प्रॉफिट कैसे आ गया? गलती कर दी क्या हमने? Okay, so these are mistakes। Raja station 15, 1 to Chennai consumer goods। ठीक, 15 is easy। 16 is the same sum that we have done in the joint venture as well। Okay, बस वहाँ पे joint venture किया था, यहाँ पे consignment करना। ये वही वाला सम, joint venture वाला सम। 17। क्या करें आप लोग अब क्या आप लोग खुद ट्राई करना चाहते हो या फिर एक आधा हम अभी और करें, जैसा आप लोग बोल।
सर खुद ट्राई कर लेंगे।
बड़ी मेहनत लग रही है।